Indeed, Nzinga, a short while ago, the judge presiding over this matter, that Judge Chili, adjourning this matter to the 2nd of February next year, where we are going to be hearing the submissions which are going to be brought by both parties in this matter. I would recall that Advocate Dalim Ofu, Senior Counsel, is representing the former president, that's Jacob Zuma, in this particular matter, and that Advocate Billy Downer as well is being represented by Advocate Vim Trengrove, as he, of course, tries to clear his name around this controversy, which basically relates to that leakage of information, confidential information that happened, allegedly, that was done by him. And of course, we heard earlier on the judge being told this morning about the details surrounding this particular case. But Nzinga, perhaps before we get to that, let me get the reaction from the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Let me now ask the chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Siboniso Duma, to join us. Mr. Duma, thank you very much for your time. ANC leadership in the province present to support the former president in court. Why?
I think we agreed. There was a resolution from the provincial conference that we must support Comrade President Zuma, who is a stalwart of the ANC, who is the former president of the ANC, as we've already mentioned. So it is critical that we take care of our own, and the issue of justice delay is a justice denial. We've been saying that, although today is a historical day because he is the one who advanced the issue of private prosecution against Downer, against Maughan of this world, who have been seen to be championing the interests of being racial connotation against blacks in particular. So they couldn't even understand they would go towards the dog. So that's where we are.
Of course, the defense was saying earlier on this morning that this is done to intimidate a journalist who is supposed to be reporting freely and fairly.
I'm sure we are just prejudiced. I think that's a prejudice of some sort, because it has been happening forever that whenever you think that you've been encroached or you overreach, you have a right just to do that. I think it is not true that that's a reflection. I think Umsholoze has a right, and he feels that Downer has been targeting him in particular. I think a lot are going to follow, and that is why I'm saying that it's a symbol that even those who think they are regarded as they have can also be challenged, and we hope the justice system will prevail, and the issue of realities of us having all being equal before the eyes of the law, who is going to prevail at the same time.
When the former president presents himself again next week here in court, is the ANC organizing any support?
Well, I think it's a resolution of the provincial conference. We will support President Zuma as long as he's still in court, as long as still is the member of the ANC. He must be supported. He's the stalwart of KwaZulu-Natal.
One last question, Mr. Duma, before we let you go. The former president saying that he's available to serve at any level of the party. We know, of course, that his branch has nominated him to serve as the national chairperson of the ANC. Would you support those calls?
The branches of KwaZulu-Natal, we are going to listen to them. We are indebted towards our branches. They are the one that are going to champion our interest. We are going to articulate. They've already mentioned what they want, and as long as after the PGC, that is what I was going to say. We are not going to support, because we are not being controlled by any leaders, and we are not going to be driven or being bullied by any structure, whether the voice note brigade. We are going to do what is correct for branches and champion their interest.
Mr. Duma, thank you very much for your time. That's the chairperson of the ANC here in KwaZulu-Natal, giving us a quick reaction here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Of course, we know that all-important court case is going to be returning here on the 2nd of February next year, where the former president is going to be, putting submissions before the judge as to why he feels that Advocate Billy Downer should, be prosecuted in the instance where it relates really to the leakage of information to legal journalist Karyn Maughan, who was also, by the way, here present in court this morning. Nzinga, it's going to be a long day if by the look of things, the activities that are going to be taking place outside the courtroom. As you saw a short while ago, the chairperson of the ANC is now making his way to perhaps try and have some form of engagement with the crowds that have gathered outside the courtroom to come and support the former president.